we have so many questions, and Annalise, we were talking a little bit about this. I grew up, there was a rodeo every single weekend.
Sure.
Right, but when I read that you were from New York, I was like, time out a second here. A New Yorker's riding bulls. Explain how that works when you're an 11-year-old. Was your pops like, hey, Carlos, get on that bull, see what happens?
Well, actually, it is an interesting story. So, yeah, that's my whole 20-year career. I always say New York, and they say New York City, but I actually grew up in upstate, closer to like Buffalo,
Nice.
That's a different world
towards
up there.
Canada. Yeah, so it's a totally different world, really rural. And yeah, I come from a big family, so me and my cousins, our parents were gone actually, and we went out into the pasture and we just started jumping on them farm animals.
Here we go.
And
Just
you know, we
get out
just had a
there.
blast with it, you know. And then the next thing you know, I watched the movie 8 Seconds, realized you could do it for a living.
Yeah.
And rodeo was a sport, and I was like, that's what I'm gonna do.
You know,
And
I hope people still know who Lane Frost is. I mean,
Sure.
it's a real big deal. Right?
Absolutely.
Particularly
I mean,
Tough Haterman, these guys.
yeah, for sure. And you know, like I've mentioned that a lot. That the 8 Seconds really like drew me into the Western lifestyle and rodeo in itself. And after all the years of saying the 8 Seconds did it, I'm not the only one. There's a lot of East Coast kids and bull riders that, you know, watch the movie 8 Seconds, the story of Lane Frost, Tough Hedeman, Cody Lambert,
Yeah.
and pursued their dreams and moved out west, you know. I've navigated my way back to North Carolina and the East Coast down here in the South, and I've been here the last 11 or 12 years.
Can I just ask, is it as busy here on the East compared to what I'm familiar with, or is it? I know it's seasonal.
Cash is from like the capital.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
stuff.
Texas.
Like a rodeo, I was like, hey, go to the rodeo this weekend?
Every day
Which
of the
one?
week, every day of the week.
Exactly.
Yeah, which one for sure? Rodeos, bull riding's the whole works. Well, after Jerome Davis, he's a very famous legend in the bull riding world. He's from North Carolina, down near Greensboro. He was actually a world champion, and he was actually paralyzed in the bull riding accident.
Wow.
And he's a lot of our role models. And there was a big, like, I guess you could say a big group of us, probably 10 years ago, that it really boomed. J.B. Mooney come out of that crop, you know, the bull rider that's won the most in career earnings. And so when it boomed over here on the East Coast, it really boomed. Fans loved it. It was, like you said, it was a new sport, bull riding itself. And there's shows everywhere. I remember at one point, it's not like it right now, but at one point when I first moved down here in like 2008, 2009, you could go to a bull riding every day of the week around here.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's cool.
but we've always had I love the Pendleton Whisky Velocity Tour and the events we have on the East Coast, because we have a great fan base and they pack them out every weekend, and Hampton always being one of them, and I'm looking forward to it.
That's awesome. Yeah, we got to give away tickets to that, so we got a lot
Cool.
of Eagle listeners that'll be there cheering you and everyone on tomorrow.
Well,
Awesome.
Annalise, I think Annalise had a good question earlier, because I was talking to her about it. She goes, I would just like to know what to expect, you know, for
Yeah,
somebody
'cause
that isn't too familiar, right? So,
Yeah, so somebody that's not too familiar, it's a great show. You know, this is entertainment, and I feel that it's like the last gladiator extreme sport. You know, you've got some dangerous sports, football, NASCAR and stuff, but this is literally man versus beast. You've got a 1,600-pound animal on average and a 150-pound man on average, and when that chute gate opens, I can't tell you what to expect because I don't even know. That's what's cool about it. It's a mystery. Obviously, you know, we want to see the fans want to see good bull rides, and evidently there's some risk to it, and sometimes there's some good wrecks. You don't want to see us getting hurt to where we can't compete for y'all, but there's pyros, great entertainers, state-of-the-art music. It should be a great show.
I mean,
This-
that's a bold proclamation. It's gladiator style.
No, yeah,
so-
we're talking with Carlos Garcia. Carlos is riding bulls tomorrow at the PBR Hampton, and there was one again from the Southwest. The state fair was always connected with rodeos, rodeo. PBR legit at the top level. And the thing that always got me was when they were highlighting the baddest bull in the arena that night. I'm talking lights go down.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like as if the Chicago Bulls from '97 are about to take the court, right?
Right.
Lights go down, you hear the music start playing. These spotlights are going around the arena, then all of a sudden it goes straight for the chute. This bull, as if it knows what the hell it's doing, runs out and just starts going crazy. Like he's a wrestler coming out, that's his
Yeah.
entrance music, and he's going around, and it'll stop in the middle of the arena in the dirt. It starts kicking that dirt up, like, who wants to mess
He's
with
not
me now?
happy.
This is the baddest bull anybody's ever seen right here. And one of these
Absolutely.
cowboys last 8 seconds. And so these things are legit. They got awesome names, and they will kill you if you're not careful.
Absolutely. They're animal athletes too. It's come a long ways in the past 30, 40 years. the buck and bull industry. I consider them animal athletes. Like Cash said, they're most times you don't think a farm animal that weighs that much, and they shouldn't be able to do some of the jump as high as they do and stuff, and kick over their head like they do. But they've been genetically bred, and these are some superior athletes that definitely has made it tough on us over the years.
Yeah, I would say so, right? So, all right, let's do this. Carlos Garcia is hanging with us today. It's all about the PBR Classic going down in Hampton this weekend. We got so many questions to ask you. We'll come back. We'll get
Cool.
to some more. If you have any, text them in to ask Carlos.